went live for today to kind of test whether I still want to do it. You know what I mean? We're kind of like bit of peer pressure as well. Like a couple of people asking me if I'm going. But yeah, mainly just to kind of like fight some demons, work through a few things, and then we'll probably be live. I'm probably or possibly going to be live on Wednesday, and then yeah, and then I got to think about the rest. But other than that, you know, I'm all right. Working through some things and stuff. So we're all good. Yeah. No, I agree. I think I don't know. I think I just let a lot of outside sources get to me. Do you know what I mean? Like outside pressures. You know, like just shit. Basically, I just let shit get to me. You know, other feel like basically comparisons. You know, I let comparisons get to me. It fucked me up. It's still fucking me up. It's something I'm working through or trying to work through. And then you know the pressures of like, because we're like, if you think about it, we're all influencers. Much as I love your presence in the community, if you need a break, you got the right to. I appreciate that. That's real. That's nice of you to say. I appreciate that. But yeah, and then so you know, and I think I took like the pressure of being an influencer. I'm not going to call myself an influencer because I'm not a fucking influencer. Although I do hold influence, but I'm not an influencer. All right. Because you know, like, again, people come to these channels, and all these channels, everyone's an influencer. Whether you want to influence someone to push what they're doing, or whether you want to tear someone down to not do it, so that you can get one person out of the way. That's up to whoever streams and whatever reason they stream. But then you got to think about, you know, if you say something, I don't know, say for example you say I don't necessarily like that, which I've done tonight. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily like things, so then I've you know, influenced that person to think, okay, maybe don't like that, but then, you know, they might not come back. I mean, I wasn't too harsh of a critic, but you know, that might influence them not to come back. Or, you know, we might say, I like this track, but what if you change this? And then that might influence them to go and say, let's change this. You know what I mean? And then if they change it, then it's kind of like, fuck. Like, did I make the right? And then the worst ones when they come in and they go, yo, I did what you said and I changed it. And you're just like, oh, fuck. Because I don't remember, like, you can't remember what you said. You know what I mean? It could have been a song that was like 20 songs back. And then they go, yo, I changed that bit that you said on this track, and you're just, mate, I swear to God, that makes me so anxious when I see that shit, because someone will be like, they'll type it in a chat, and I'm like, man, I got no fucking idea what I said. Like, and then you're having to listen to it, and they go, yo, did you hear the bit that I changed? No, I didn't. I was probably in a totally different mood. I was probably in a total different mindset. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's all that stuff. You know what I mean? And what's that? Yeah, your feedback has helped plenty on my tracks, mate. Like I said, I don't. If I say some stuff and you're with it, by all means. If you agree with what I say, you know, by all means, go and do what you want to do. But like I always say, if you send something to me, again, I don't know if I'm the only live streamer you watch, again, but that's a lot of fucking pressure if it is. But if you watch other live streamers, and you know, I'm sure there are other nice people out there. There's a few. Go and see what they say, and if they say something similar to what I said, or I say something similar to them, then you know, that's when you know you may have a little thing you can tweak. But other than that, just keep it in the back of your mind. And if you do want to go and change it, always copy the file, always copy the project, so you can open the copy, and in that way, if you want to make the adjustments, then you can do it, and you haven't ruined the original. So you know, and then that way you can do like you can then send to different streamers and do like an A/B first. So you could be like, send it to someone different and be like, right, here's this track, and then be like, okay, and then maybe go, oh, actually here, and then send it back to them and then go, here's this track. And then see in it, like A/B testing, a bit like when you're doing like A/B mixing and stuff. I can relate. We all get compared to someone else in the lane we try to steer in. As an artist, I always got compared to 2 rappers, despite them not being who influenced me as artist, Drake and J. Cole. Nice. It's what steers me to go for different sounds on every individual song. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I don't know who really well, I mean, I've not really been what's the word? Compared to like other streamers. Luckily, and there are other streamers that have influenced me, but they mostly play like they mostly just play Call of Duty. So I watch a lot of like Call of Duty streamers and stuff, and they're kind of like who influenced me. So, you know, which is why like I do spend a lot of time chatting shit more than actually listening to music. Guess you set apart from the shows that just play the music for the sake of playing it. You dive into what an artist can be better at. Stop it. You're gonna make me cry. You're gonna make me cry. But yeah, like, so I don't really watch. I used to watch a lot of music streamers in the beginning when I first started. But then I was like, but then I didn't really like a lot of them moved. Like, but I'm not saying all of them, just a few of them. Like, I didn't really agree with the way some of them operated. I was like, I don't know. I mean, I get why they do some of them. Like, one of the things, fuck it. If they take offense, I don't take offense. I don't give a fuck. But I'm not gonna say names. We're just gonna leave it as if the shoe fits, it fits. All right. But I do kind of get why they do it, but I just don't agree with it. Is that whole you have to share to like 5 groups, or fucking share to 5 groups and send a snapshot? Like, don't. Like, I get it to try and reach as many people as you can, but then that's also like, but then that's a lot of pressure on the people. That's I mean, if you've got a fan base and some people that fuck with you, that's cool, and they'll go and do that. But if you're a new person, you might be a little shy, you might be a little timid, you may not necessarily be in these groups, because it's a lot of work to be in these groups. And then a lot of them groups, because of these share by fucking 5 or 10 groups, they get spammed to fuck. You don't really want to be in something that's getting spammed to fuck every day. You know what I mean? So I can see why they do it, but I don't really agree with it. So it's like, send to 5 groups and then snapshot it. So then you've got the boom, 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 and then you got to snapshot it and then send an email before you can, like, and you've had to do all this work before you can even get into it. And it's kind of like, well, what's the point? And then there are some that do that exact same rule, but then they're like, yo, we need some money. It's like, okay, share to 5 groups, take a screenshot, send your money. And so I ain't got to send you money. That's not what this is about. I understand you're trying to monetize your platform, but don't try and fucking call me out of money. Like, because how the fuck do I know that, 1, you're going to play my song all the way through, and 2, how the fuck do I know I can trust you? The fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, again, I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. Whereas, it's like people could be watching this stream right now. Not necessarily in the stream, they're watching it from outside, clicking the little volume button. But then on their screen, they could have a spare screen. They could have 10 other streams open right now. And, what's to say that they're going to pay you that money and stay with you? I don't know. It doesn't. I don't get it. I don't get it. And then are you like? And then are they playing like? Are they getting the people to pay with them, like to pay them? And then like, because like I said, how can you guarantee you pay them money and they're gonna play your song fully, untouched, fully? Because if I sent someone money, I don't care how shit my song is, you're playing it. If I send you £5, that's £5. I guarantee you better fucking stand on that £5. You know what I mean? Like, if it's really fucking trash, like, but then again, if I sent it, I know it's fucking trash. But if it's really trash, I want a damn good reason why. I want a damn good reason why you stopped it. And I don't want you to go, yo, that shit ass, and then make fun of me, because then you're a fucking ass. You know what I mean? Like that. In fact, you're more than an ass. You're just you're just an absolute clanny cunt. Whereas, you know, if you're gonna do something, you want people to share your stream because they genuinely like your stream, and that's how, you know, that's how you're gonna get it. Otherwise, you're just gonna get all these people come into a stream, which is more than likely just gonna tear you a new one. And I'm not saying fucking do it for me. I'm saying to whoever. Like, if you go into someone's live and you like, because generally most of the time when someone goes into a stream, they don't submit straight away. Like, I know I do. It depends. Depends on what mood I'm in, and depends how thick my skin is. To whether I send straight away. But normally, I'll probably watch you. I will definitely watch you outside of the live once, maybe twice, and then I'll go in, and then I might start, you know, talking to people or saying, you know, this is what I like about this track, this is what I didn't, and probably about the third or fourth time, depending, I might send a track in. But if I see people sending a track and they've spent money on that track to be cut off, like, I don't trust you. Then I don't trust you, and I don't want to know you, because I can't trust you. You know what I mean? Like, you're just out there to get in money. I'm going down a rabbit hole here. I didn't want to do this, but I'm doing it. People think spamming can help them knock the algorithm off. Anybody with the extra steps sounds like they got an agenda. The shows are for the music and for the feedback from both the host and the audience. I sent the show £10 to skip the line once, and they turned it off before I started. Oh yeah, I read that one. They made fun of the beat, which I made, cut it off 15 seconds in. Exactly. Like, we've all got to start somewhere. Even, like, depending on what they say they do. Even they started somewhere. And that's the thing. Like, someone could make shit beats. You know, I don't care if you make shit beats. Shit beats are shit beats. Those shit beats can be made better, either by what someone says or by revisiting them in a year or 2 months, depending on how much work you put in or how much work you want to put in. But the thing about them is someone might come in and make a shit beat. And I get, like, and there's been a few here that have come through and fucking absolutely terrified. Absolutely terrified, because, and also as well, you don't know who you're coming after. You could come after a song that is, shall we say, like, crystal. Like, it is crystal. It's the best song you've ever heard. Yeah? And then and then your email is the next email. And then you're automatically compared to that last track that you played or that they played. And then it's like, oh yeah, this ain't fucking radio quality. This ain't this ain't that. But the thing is, you're not trying to chase radio quality. I don't like the word, but you're trying to chase a vibe. You know what I mean? And I'm not just saying because the music's a fucking vibe. What I mean by vibe is you're trying to chase something that you can relate to lyrically and you can feel musically. That's what you're trying to find. Like, there are some fucking great songs that are, you know, a little, like, have got their kinks in them, because that's what makes them that. If you took away their kinks, they wouldn't be what they were without that mistake in them. So, and then also what you've got to realize is that if those people trust you to show you that beat, don't shit on them. Don't shit on them, because there's a lot of room for growth. And that's where a lot of it starts. They could send you a shit beat. You could be like, okay, it's a bit shit, but here's why. That constructive criticism may help them go and make another track. They'll come back with that other track, and you'll be like, yo, do you know what? I get that. Let's go see what else you got. And then they're going to keep coming back, and then you're going to see the growth. And then because of that growth, they're going to keep coming back. And then eventually, everyone that kind of is in the chat regularly sees that growth as well. And then eventually, they're going to keep coming through. They're going to keep getting better. And then those people will then start to reach out and be like, yo, do you know what? I've seen you in so-and-so's chat. I've seen you in so-and-so's chat. Like, I see you getting better. Do you want to work? And then that's where it comes in as well. Like, and so that plays on, like, on our side as streamers to encourage you to come back and to get and to be honest with you, so that you come, so then it's up to you whether you come back. Don't just come back because I'm being fucking nice to you. Just come back because you want to come back and you like what we're doing, innit? And that's why I'm blacklisted from most of these shows, because the politics are idiotic, and I know my mouth's reckless. Enough to defend myself. For me, the crowd is never what I chase. I like for my music to speak to someone one-on-one. And that's why we all start, isn't it? Like, we all start because we need to find a way to say something. And we may not necessarily be any good at talking to people, but we use music as a way to talk to someone, because, I guess, but alright, it's going to sound a little weird, but especially as men, right? If you were to start, okay, mental health with men is getting more and more open now, right? And by all means, thank fuck for that. But what I mean by that is that you could go to your friend, right? And it's still quite taboo in some places, and still in a lot of friendships. So you could go to your friend and go, yo, feeling a little down. And he'll be like, shut up, you fanny. Don't worry about it. You're all right. You're all right. And then next minute, you're gone. You know what I mean? Or they'll take it. They won't take it quite as serious. There'll be probably a few jokes and whatever. But if you then go and put that in a track, that's where it becomes something completely different. You show that track. You go, yo, listen to this. I made this. And it's almost as if, we can't, from saying it in our mouth in a conversation, it's just what's going on? But you say that in a song, and it's just yo, do you know what? Yo, what's good? I heard your song, man. What's good? You know what I mean? And it's like it takes a whole different meaning. We can say some of the saddest shit in music if you wanted to. You could write the saddest fucking song, and I guarantee someone will call you. But you say that shit normally, I guarantee someone will just give you a But then again, I'm not saying don't banter. You know what I mean? And that depends on your friendship group. And I'm a prick for bantering. I am a prick for bantering. But if I'm gonna give you shit, I need to know why I'm giving you shit. You know, if you're down, you're down. I'll give you shit about it, and I'll try and give you shit to make you laugh. But you've also got to read how that joke hits them. You know what I mean? It takes a lot. You can say shit, but if it feels off, then you're like, yo, shit. Actually, do you know what? No, look, I didn't mean that joke. Blah blah blah. And fucking, if I got to apologize for being a dickhead, I'll apologize for being a dickhead. And yeah, that's where a lot of it comes. Yeah, it lives there forever. I had a thing then as well. And the thing is, a lot as well with a lot of sad songs. I guarantee there's a lot of sad songs out there that you could name, and you could name a reason why you like that song as well. And I guarantee most of the time it isn't because it resonates with you. It doesn't necessarily resonate with you message wise, but it resonates with you for something. And I guarantee you could tell a story. You could say a song and you could tell me a story afterwards of why that song is important to you. A song could be it was the first song you heard when you got into music. It was the song that your granddad used to play. And now that your granddad's gone, and it's that one song that you play, and you don't necessarily give a fuck about the lyrics. You're just there because every time you hear that song, you're reminded of them. You know what I mean? And then going back to the whole streamer thing, if you then shit on someone's music and say that's not very good, you're also, if you think about it in some weird little way, what's the word? What's the word? There's a word for it. I can't think of the word, but if you then turn that person away, you are then taking away that song from somebody's future reference. You know what I mean? Didn't quite want to sound as deep with that as I did, but you're taking away what could possibly be, someone's crutch for a moment in time. You're taking away someone's voice. You're taking away someone's story. And you know, it's up to them whether they release the song. Like, a lot of songs we get sent through, like, I know haven't been released. And, you know, that's not my place. That's down to them to release it. But the point we're trying to do is to try and, you know, it's just to give you our opinion, you know, if we like it, and so you can kind of get a feel for things and then go and release it. But yeah, don't shit on people. It's a bad look. Like, the number one rule, or in fact the only rule that we had when I was at uni, is don't be a cunt. And it's the only rule that I've had. And it's basically the only rule that I use to run this channel as well. And I talk a lot of shit with you all. Like, I'll give you a shit. I don't mind. I didn't wake up. I'm going to bed in about an hour. You know, it's the same rule as treat everyone as how you want to be treated. Because you treat people nice, hopefully those people will treat you nice. And if they don't, they're a cunt, and they'll get what's coming. But you know, that one rule has let me talk to many people, and you know, and I'm happy. Like, don't be a dick. Just try and fucking be nice, because we're all in the same game. We're all trying to be heard. We're all trying to tell a story. Not all of us know how. Not all of us know why. But all we know is that we were drawn to something at one point, and it's all we've got at the moment. It may not last forever. That was pretty fucking cliche. But fucking, you know, we may get into music as teens, or as kids, or, you know, or fucking adults. You know what I mean? Like, shit, you might get into music at like fucking 60, 70 years old. But, you know, who's to say you can't? But then, you know, you might get into music at like 60, 70 years old, as, you know, you just wanted to pursue something you didn't necessarily do. You're not gonna fucking think, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna start music and get fucking signed. If you do, fuck me. Do you know what I mean? It's all good. But we may get into music just because we're going through some shit. Like, that was how I got into music. Fucking, I used to just write shit poetry, basically. I used to write shit poetry. And then one day my friend was like, yo, can you do that to music? I was like, fuck if I know. And, you know, he'd just finished the music course. So he was like, yo, come along. I was like, all right, let's do it. And, you know, then fucking, I tried rapping. I'm not very good at it, but I tried it. And then, you know, and then he was just like, yo, what about music production? I was like, all right, let's give it a go. And then, you know, from there I started making stuff and playing around with samples, and I fucking love samples. And then, you know, then I went to uni and did what I did, and, you know, that's why I started this. But, you know, we all got in because, you know, I was writing shit poetry because I couldn't fucking, and I still have trouble expressing myself, even now. But I started writing shit poetry because I fucking just needed to try and understand. And I'm pretty sure that's why a lot of people do it. It doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, they want to fucking get signed. If they get signed, by all fucking means, it's a job's a good one. Or they're going to be like, oh, yeah, you know, I want to do this full time. You know, there are some people just like it as a hobby. You know what I mean? And then, but otherwise, and then, you know, they might go and support their family by running a business, or, you know, by working in trades, or whatever or they might drive across the country, like, you know what I mean? People do different things. We've all got a job. We all do stuff for money. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how I see it. Don't be a dickhead. I've been obsessed with music since I was 12, making beats since 12, and rapping since I was 15. Jesus Christ. Plus I played piano since I was 6. Fuck me. Damn, man. And I'm slowly approaching 27, surrounded by people telling me I can't feel old. Well, let's put it this way. I'm 36. You know what I mean? I'm 36. And you know, alright, I've only been doing live streaming for coming up our 4th year in March. So, you know, I've only been doing this 4 years, but it's only sort of these last 6 years that I've tried to really come out of myself. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, I'll be real with you. I'll be real with you. So I had this weird thing. I don't know why. When I was young, I had this weird thing. I'd never make it past 19. And I always, for years, I feared becoming 19. Because I didn't think I'd see 20. Don't get me wrong, I live in, like, it's not because of the way I live, whatever. I'm very fucking grateful for how I live. You know, it's been, alright, I've had a couple of issues here and there, but other than that, it's been quite nice. I can't knock it. So, it's what it is. But for some reason, I had this deep fear that I'd never live past 19. And then when I made 19, I was like, oh, alright. And then I made 20. And I was like, oh shit, I don't know. And I was like, I don't know. And then a little bit after that, my dad died. And so that fucked me up a little bit. You know what I mean? And so then that fucked me up for a little bit, and then some other stuff happened. It put me in a very dark place. I spent a lot of time just, shall we say, coasting. I spent a lot of time coasting. I spent a lot of time going to bed hoping I wouldn't wake up. And then I got very fortunate that I met a girl. You know, all these stories changed, didn't they? I met a girl, a very nice girl, who's now my ex-girlfriend, but you know, very nice girl. And she helped me kind of come out of that spot. You know, she's very fucking hell, I think I'm gonna cry. Very understanding, but also she would she was firm and she'd push you, but she understood it. You know what I mean? And she was the reason why I went to uni, because I was like, oh yeah, you know, like I'd make beats, but I didn't really fuck with it. You know what I mean? I didn't really, and I still have trouble liking what I make, but she was, and I was just, I just wish I understood this. She was like, go and do it. She was like, speak to your friend, you know, the one that got me into music, the one, like, because he'd just finished a music course, and then I ended up going to do the same music course he did a few years before me. And yeah, and you know, she was around for uni, which I started in 2019, and then we started this in lockdown, like literally March the 26th, 2020. And yeah, you know, she was around for that, and she helped the channel grow. And you know, we're not together, but we're still friends, and you know, she still keeps an eye on the channel. She still does little bits here and there. So, you know, it's not, as I say, it's not for like the past 4 to 6 years that I've started to really fucking try and come out of myself. And now, and also I think that's kind of why I felt all the pressure with the channel, is because it's like, fuck, man, like, even though I'm 36, it's like, fuck, I feel like I need to hurry the fuck up. You know what I mean? So, but I don't. You know what I mean? Hopefully, touch wood, I've still got all those years in front of me. Yeah, I can relate. I lost my dad when I was 10. Had to realise a few fears a bit earlier, but I feel like it pushed me to be the artist I am in a way. I do it for him. That's nice. I don't know the relationship, but you know, if you feel like you're making the old man proud and doing what you do and stuff, fucking all bitch, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know where I was going with. I can't remember where I was going with that, but yeah, all good. My own personal, like my own demons and stuff, I got bottled up. That, you know, we still gotta work through, and pressures of the channel and fucking social media and shit. But it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I didn't mean to get too fucking heavy salad on you. But that was a lot to take in. That was a lot. Yo, first one back, we're fucking 4 hours in, we've already fucking nearly cried, you know what I mean? Some crazy shit.